Well, thank you first of all for chatting to us on Monday. I know you were looking forward to the game at Watford. On another day, you'd have won that, wouldn't you? What was the difference, do you think, in the end?
Yeah, 100%. It was a bit of a frustrating game. I thought we dominated the majority of the game, but as you can see in this league, it's probably momentum. Obviously, it was probably against the run of play, them scoring. I feel like that's something obviously we've spoken about, and we know that we need to do a little bit better. When we are on top, we need to punish teams just to take the upper hand in the game, and then obviously it sets you up for the entire game. So that was a little bit frustrating, but obviously something that we'll look to improve on Saturday.
You often, as reporters, will ask when you played badly in the first half, what did you say at half time? But you played well in the first half on Tuesday. So what was said at half time? And I guess, was there a frustration that you weren't in front?
100%. I think there was a little bit of a frustration because we did have quite a few chances, and obviously just being a little bit more ruthless and a little bit more clinical would have put us in a better stead, obviously, going into the second half. I feel like for the team, it was a bit of a sucker punch, obviously, when they scored. But obviously, for us as players on the pitch, we need to be able to deal with that a little bit better, because I feel like maybe the first 5 minutes after the goal went in, the reaction could have been a little bit more positive. But yeah, I think going into the second half, we said, let's try and be a little bit more clinical, let's get into those positions. I feel like we probably found it a little bit harder to get into those better positions in the second half. But like I said, that's something that we need to improve on going into Saturday.
When you debrief, not just Tuesday, but the game before that as well, how much of you is clinical, going, right, we need to do this better? And is there a temptation to go, look, we were just a bit unlucky?
I feel like it would probably be easy for us to just say we was a little bit unlucky. I feel like as players, we put pressure on ourselves going into every game, knowing that goals are won really ultimately on scoring, and obviously the way you defend the box as well. So like I said, we created good opportunities. I think I'd be a little bit more worried if we wasn't getting into those positions and creating those opportunities. But I feel like it's a whole team thing. It's not just about putting the emphasis on the attackers. It's putting the emphasis on players all around the pitch. Obviously, from set pieces, from midfielders. So I feel like it's 100% a joint thing. And yeah, I'm sure we will score goals and be a little bit more clinical.
Out of interest, what is your goal scoring record like? Is it something you're happy with as a midfielder, or something you'd like to improve?
My goal scoring record isn't great, but I feel like wanting to be an all-round midfielder, that's 100% something that I need to be better at and bring to the team. So obviously that's something that I talk with the gaffer with. I practice every day on training, and hopefully that's something I can do. Just pitch with more goals and help the team.
Because how do you find that balance? Your job is not to score goals. You've got plenty of other jobs, but at the same time, you probably set yourself a little goal target at the start of each season. How do you find that balance from doing primarily your main job in the team, but also helping the team by providing a few assists and goals?
I feel like stylistically, the way I've always played normally is more on the ball and dominating games as much as I can. So it isn't always at the forefront of my mind, but I feel like to be like I said, all-round midfielder, and to be probably more ruthless, that's something that I need to improve on. And obviously, if I can pitch in the team with a few goals a season, hopefully that could be a few points as well.
Are you on a hiding to nothing on Saturday? I think Plymouth have scored 3 goals all season away from home. They lost 6-1 on Tuesday. The City fans might expect you to produce a similar kind of performance yourselves on Saturday. Is that tough for you as a team, where the pressure's on to, I guess the layman says, give someone a beating, but this is the Championship where anyone can beat anyone. I think Plymouth have beaten Sunderland, for example, this season.
I think that's the thing, obviously, about the Championship. You can't underestimate any teams. Obviously, I know they had quite a heavy defeat going into the last game, but I feel like a team that's probably suffered that, they probably go into the game knowing that they need a reaction as well. So I feel like there's pressure on all games, and I feel like we know what we need to do and we need to get out of the game. So yeah, I feel like that's all we can do is focus on ourselves and play our normal game. And yeah, like I said, goals win games, so that's obviously the main objective.
And I guess just a win now. Would you rather play badly on Saturday and just get those 3 points?
100%. I feel like the 3 points, however we get them, is the main thing. So yeah, that's just the main focus.
And is it nice as well? Ashton Gate's going to be pretty full, I think, on Saturday. Have you been impressed by the support that you've received as a team since joining the club?
Yeah, 100%. I feel like the support is fantastic. Anytime that I've been there, the fans are really loud. They really support you. And I feel like it works both ways. We play well on the pitch. Obviously, the more that excites the fans. So we know that to get the best from the fans, obviously, we need to be performing on the pitch.
Nice to speak to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Marcus, in general, how have you found the step up to the Championship? Like, what would you say the biggest difference is from the level you played at before?
The biggest difference, I'd say the players are a lot more robust. I'd say physically it's probably a lot more demanding, tactically as well. All the teams set up well. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not really too sure. I do feel like the teams are a lot more tactically better and probably a bit more robust physically.
Just in general, obviously you played under Liam and Chris at Oxford. What similarities and what differences do you feel there are in the coaching style and the tactical setup?
I feel like it's very similar. Liam and Hoggy obviously have their way of playing, their identity. So I feel like it's quite easy for me to just slot into that. I feel like the structure's there for us as players, and I feel like they give you the freedom to go out and express it. I feel like at times, as a team, we can probably do better and show that a little bit more. But I feel like since I've been here, I've been able to see the clear progression of the team and obviously what we're trying to do out on the pitch.
Obviously this period coming up now is one of the busiest of the season. With Joe Williams injured, there's only almost 3 of you midfield-wise. I'm thinking Max Bird, Jason Knight and yourself. Is that something that you really want to get your teeth into? Because obviously it's not guaranteed, but there's an opportunity to put together a run of games for you.
Yeah, 100%. Obviously Joe's an excellent player. Obviously he was playing beforehand. Obviously now that I've got the opportunity to play, I feel like it's my responsibility to step up. Like I said, I came here because I wanted to play. I feel like I'm more than good enough to play. So I feel like it's a very competitive group, and that's what you need. Obviously, Joe hopefully isn't too far away from coming back, and obviously that will boost the team, make us better in training for the games. So yeah, 100%. Yeah, like I said, I want to play and yeah, put together good performances to keep my shirt.
Just in general, it's been you and Jason behind Max slightly. That trio seems to really complement each other. How have you found playing with those two?
Obviously, I played against them a lot of times, and yeah, they're fantastic players, really good players. Knighty's really good to play in with midfield. I feel like first and foremost, even before on the ball, I feel like defensively we do a good job, and then on the ball, I feel like he's a great player. Max as well. Max in that position, I feel like he's got fantastic ability, fantastic talent, and I feel like they're real 2 good lads.
Away from home, it feels like you've been obviously Tuesday's a bit of an exception. It feels like you've been able to turn those really close games into wins, and at home that's not quite happened yet this season. From a player's perspective, is there a different feeling when you're at home, or is there something you can put your mind to that is different when you're at Ashton Gate?
Me personally, I'd say that I haven't probably felt that, but I can obviously see by the results that is the case. I can't put a finger on it, but like I said, all we can do is go into every game. I feel like we're confident group of boys. We know what the game plan is, we know what we want to get out of games. So it's just about being confident and obviously turning those draws or losses into results. I feel like the games that we have drawn or lost have been pretty tight, and we've showed that we can compete. So I feel like it's fine margins.
Just away from Bristol City a bit, I wanted to ask you about international football, because I know you represented Ireland and England at youth level.
Yeah.
I just wondered if there's been any attempts from Jason and Mark Sykes, Max O'Leary to try see if you're interested in playing for Ireland again. Is that something that's on your radar?
I've had a few conversations with the boys about it. I feel like primarily my focus is on being at Bristol. I want to be successful here. I want to play well here, and I feel like everything else takes care of itself. So that hasn't really been my focus. I feel like for me, it's cementing my place here, cementing my position in the team, and I feel like that's my main focus at the moment.
In the future, is it something that you would consider, though, do you think, playing for Ireland?
I feel like the opportunity has to be there first before I can even think about that. But I just want to play at the highest level, the best level. Obviously, internationally, you're going to be playing against some of the best players in the world, in Europe. So that's 100% something that I'd like to be involved in. But like I said, my main focus is here and just playing.
Perfect. Thank you.